For today, we're going to discuss some of the overview of management strategies, success stories, and best practices. So we know that coral reefs are very diverse ecosystems, and they are made from aggregation of your coral polyps. So coral reefs serve as an ecosystem of various marine mammals, especially when they are young. So it serves as their habitat. However, coral reefs also support us in different values, not just in the environment. So there are some of its services like protect coastlines from the damaging effects of wave action and tropical storms, also providing habitats and shelter for many juvenile marine organisms. And it is also the source of their nitrogen and other essential nutrients. And lastly, it also helps for the nutrient cycling. So in the Philippines, we are very blessed to have this kind of area, coral reef area, which accounts to 27,000 square kilometer. And however, with the increase of anthropogenic activities, we also belong to the 35 hotspots when there are different or various endemic species, but also it's declining. So Philippines belong to this what we call as coral triangle, where you can see that it's like a triangle and the Philippines seated on the apex, okay, on the top of the triangle. In this reason, we are considered in the Southeast Asia as the second largest, having this kind of coverage of coral reef area, and we are home for this kind of species of coral reefs. So we have the mushroom coral, sea fan coral, sleeper coral, and pagoda coral. And our Philippine coral reefs are subjected to some history. So Philippine coral reefs are now degrading because of our large coastal population, rapid population that demands livelihood, as well as high poverty rates. So what happens with that kind of reasons is that they do some of the destructive fishing techniques like the murami, rampant blast fishing, and any other illegal fishing methods. However, it is also contributing the coastal development, our agriculture, aquaculture, and land cover change in the degradation of our coral reefs. And as a history, the Philippine coral reefs experienced a mass bleaching event during the 1998 to 1999 in Batangas. The current status of the Philippine coral reefs is that we are losing 1.3 trillion a year over coral reefs being destroyed due to the China's island building and clam poaching activities in our West Philippine Sea, especially on the Panatag or Scarborough Shoal and the Spratly Island. So that's the current state of our Philippine coral reefs. So there are categories of issues affecting coral reefs, and there are its causative factors. So let's divide the scale into two. So first, we have our local, and the issues includes the physical destruction, overfishing, pollution or sedimentation from local sources. And on the global aspect, it includes wherein the climate change, the global warming, as well as pollution from distant sources, and also some of the environmental phenomena like storms, disease, and others. So here you can see some of the causes of our global and local issues regarding coral reefs. And one of it is that at the local level, there should be the awareness or education that must happen between the local government units as well as the stakeholders, different stakeholders. And here, we are being guided by law. And let's talk about this. Law of the Sea. This Law of the Sea, it is a comprehensive law and order wherein there are countries participated in this law, and it provides protection to our marine resources, especially for our reefs. Based on its Article 6, in case of islands situated on atolls of islands having fringing reefs, the baseline for measuring the breadth of the territorial sea is the seaward low water line of the reef, as shown by the appropriate symbol on charts officially recognized by the coastal state. So this is our law, the law of the sea, international law. However, in the Philippines, we have, or our government officials already passed these laws for the conservation and management of our coral reefs. We have your Presidential Decree number 1219. This is the Coral Resources Development and Conservation Decree. We also have your Republic Act number 8550, or the Philippine Fisheries Code of 1998, wherein stated under sections are the different illegal fishing methods that are prohibited by our laws. And we also have the Republic Act 10067. It's your Tubataha Reefs Natural Park, the protection, the conservation of this specific reef. And lastly, we have your DNR Administrative Order number 2013 to 2013-12. It's all about the Sustainable Coral Reef Ecosystems Management Program, where it is being implemented in our marine protected areas, in our locally managed MPA and identified marine key biodiversity areas. So it's all about the management of our MPA, marine protected areas. So there are some, based on a study by Alan and Catherine, this is the policies and strategies for coral reef management, but I just selected few. So for example, in the local, it's also divided into three. So we have its governance, regulatory, the limits or access of use, also economic incentive or disincentive. So for example, in our governance, it's all about the education support and programs to our fisher folks and other stakeholders. In terms of regulation, maybe we could include some of the quotas, size limits, seasons for fishing, and as well as the consideration of what fishing gear to use when doing fishing activities. Also, in economic incentive, maybe we can have tax system, licensing with fees, compensation payments to local fishermen or traditional users. At the global or national level, so it is also divided into three: the governance, regulatory, and economic. On the governance, it's all about the formulation of policies, strengthening and observation monitoring of our policies, if they are being executed or not. On the regulatory, the controlling of lead pollution. And lastly, on the economic one, so reduction of government land rents, fees, taxes as conservation incentive. So this topic is also touches Manila Bay. So Manila Bay, it offers different values or services. It serves as historical, ecological, as well as tourism spots here in the Philippines. And there are some risks and challenges that your Manila Bay is currently facing. Some of them are solid waste, overexploitation of resources, sea level rise, and natural hazards. Manila Bay are being subjected to other projects like are being done by the Partnerships in Environmental Management for the Seas of East Asia, wherein our stakeholders are into participation of the formulation of some policies and laws. And it's the Manila Bay Coastal Strategy. It's all about the protection, mitigation, development, direct and communicate of some strategies to our stakeholders. And with the current situation of our Manila Bay, this is all about the rehabilitation of Manila Bay for the dumping of dolomite sand is a part of their operational plan for Manila Bay coastal strategy. So the main focus of that development project is for partnership and governance to control water pollution and to observe and monitor the overexploitation of resources, a degradation of habitats and historical, cultural, religious, archaeological, and unique geological sites. So this issue has been arised few months already, and the scientists are protesting that there should be a science-based studies before dumping this dolomite in our Manila Bay. However, there are some studies also, or there are some practitioners which gave another options like not to add anything, but rather removing trash and pollution, or rehabilitating mangroves, or to focus on the protecting and conserving of biodiversity on our Manila Bay, as well as to the use of sand that can match or matchly have the same composition based on our Manila Bay. But let me leave you this message. There are some of these pictures. These are your corals that are found in our Manila Bay. So these photos are from Ecosystem Research and Development Bureau. And let me leave you this message that there is always a hope, that there is this capability of us of bringing life to our Manila Bay. It's not actually killing, okay? It also, as of now, it hosts for life. So there is always a hope. Thank you so much po.